Alright guys, welcome back to the second update on Typhoon Ewiniar, which is currently moving northeast out of the way of the Philippines. Now you can see the Philippines aren't even in this satellite imagery anymore. It's really only going to be a threat to parts of Japan now. Mainly a surf threat, not even going to be really a rainfall threat. You can see on the satellite imagery the storm not looking as good as it once did. The storm has had many problems. It's had to face like dry air and wind shear. Main thing's been dry air, which has stopped this from intensifying. You can actually see the dry air creeping into it right now. You can see part of the central area there to the west is actually quite exposed. That's due to a combination of dry air and wind shear. But regardless, it's still maintaining typhoon strength, and as of a few satellite frames ago, the storm had maximum sustained winds of between around 75 and 85 miles per hour, which is 65 to 75 knots. A minimum central pressure of 973 millibars. It's moving northeast at around 16 miles per hour. It could be slightly faster, slightly slower, and this is as of our analysis a few satellite frames ago. We're given a range of wind speeds here. Just while it is between and around that midpoint could be the wind speed, so the actual wind speed is probably around 85 to 75 miles per hour currently. Take a look at all the estimates here. We have the JTWC at 85, the JMA, which are the officials of the basin, at 75, the real-time ATCF at 85 still, PGTW Dvorak readings at T 4.5, which is 90 miles per hour, RJTD, sorry, there, Dvorak's at 75 miles per hour, D Prince at 65, ADT, both of them are at 50, and our analysis, like I said before, between 75 and 85 miles per hour. Take a look at the JTWC forecast cone. As you can see, really peaking out right now. Getting close to that island. I believe it's Miyagi-Do-Jima. I think that's what it's called. It's going to be getting very close to that island. Its tropical storm force wind field may barely miss out on it. And then look at it racing up north towards Japan. And it will be a slight rainfall threat, but it looks like mainly at this stage a surfing type threat. So surf, waves. It could be a threat for that. The significant wave height currently is about 36 feet, so yeah, pretty big waves in this storm center right now, and the gusts currently up to around from the JTWC 105 miles per hour. They could be, of course, slightly higher, slightly lower, but as you can see, not really going to be a threat for many areas now. It's just going to really move out to sea. Take a look at the halves a wind swath here. As you can see, it's possible for Japan to experience probably some tropical storm force wind gusts. Looking at that, these are sustained winds. These aren't actual wind gusts, so it's probably possible, looking at that, for Japan to experience some tropical storm force winds. But you can see currently hurricane force, it loses that and then it turns extratropical, becomes quite a strong extratropical cyclone. Actually, as you can see, actually intensifies slightly while moving out to sea. Here's the rainfall now. Here's where you can see there could actually be a bit of a rainfall threat for parts of Japan. Potentially up to 4 inches could fall in parts of Japan, also the mountainous areas, but widely we're seeing 2 to 3 inches falling in Japan, and as you can see, maybe a localized location out to sea, 16 inches possible, but we'll have to see how that happens, if it ever does. Of course, it is a model run, it's not going to be 100% accurate. Here's the true colour zoomed out imagery as the sun rises over the storm here. You can see very beautiful looking storm, actually. Really nice with that exposed centre. It's not nice for the storm, but it's nice for the intensity, as storms can't typically get quite strong, but it also looks really, really nice on this visible imagery here. You can see some of those cirrusy type clouds to the south of the storm. That's a good indication of the shear that the storm's having, and that exposed centre there is a good indication of the dry air the storm is having to fend off right now, which it is struggling to do so. It's probably going to start weakening pretty soon. It wouldn't surprise me if by tomorrow we are seeing a weaker storm, possibly a minimal typhoon, maybe even weaker than that. Here's the water vapor imagery, and you can see kind of what I mean by that dry air. You can see that dry air off to the west, really clear near parts of Taiwan. And then that moves over into the storm. You can see there's actually a nice flow of dry air into the storm, exactly where our centre is exposed. And that, of course, does make sense while the storm is having a weakening trend, and shear has increased in this area as well. So it's having multiple problems right now it's having to deal with, which is good for the intensity for us anyway, as of course we want the storm to be as weak as possible, but not good for the storm overall, as of course this storm obviously wants to get as strong as it possibly can, but thankfully it's not going to get any stronger than this. Anyway, thank you for watching this update on Tropical Cyclone Ewiniar. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next update. Peace out.